Coming to you live and uncensored. This is the Hype Podcast. I'm oh so fresh with my co-host, yet to be named.
That's me. We talk about everything from new gadgets, gizmos, politics, movies, and music.
And our very own personal stories, because you know a motherfucker has to keep it real.
Rose quarter t-shirt. What's going on here?
I put it on this morning because I needed something to put on.
I really just needed something to put on in general.
Let me just give it to you how it started. I woke up this Monday morning with a smile on my face and motivation in my heart. Not enough motivation to keep me from taking a itty bitty nap before Toastmasters that turned out to be a nap that woke me up right when Toastmasters was beginning. So that kind of threw me off a little bit.
So what you're saying is you woke up quick at about noon, just thought that you had to be at Toastmasters soon.
I woke up quick about 6:10 a.m. That's why nobody comes to my fucking meetings. Because they're like, hey, yeah, that's cool. That seems like that's really working out for you. I can see a difference in you. Hey, when do you guys meet? Monday morning at 6:10. Fuck you. Fuck that. I'll keep on stuttering every time I talk. You know what I'm saying? Fuck that. 6:10 in the goddamn morning. What the fuck is wrong with you? And then, I got this podcast I have to do. I don't know if you met this motherfucker I do this show with. Let me get my other headphone on because I got to get in the moment. I got to get in the feeling. I got to really feel this. But there were two things wrong when I went to start the podcast today. AT&T let me know that I really needed to pay my goddamn bill, and my phone was dying, like all at once.
Those are like the two things that are required for you to do the show on most days, like a phone and phone service.
Because you feel ratchet enough that you just pay the bill whenever the fuck you want to pay the bill, but then you feel real ratchet if your phone goes out in the middle of your podcast.
Kind of like when your laptop goes to sleep on us and we have to frantically swipe at the mouse pad.
No, that's quite different because if the phone goes out, like bill-wise, I'm about to call you in a little bit after they get that motherfucker back on. You know what I'm saying? And that's $35. Fuck that.
But dude, let's
only in
honest.
America. It'll cost you $35 to cut that goddamn phone back on.
Yeah, only in America. But let's be honest, dude. If anything happens to a fucking Apple product, you have to call support and be on hold for 35 minutes anyway.
Oh no, Nick, let's get this. I know, motherfucker. Tell them what's going on.
This is the Hype Podcast. I am the host with no name.
I'm DJ Oh So Fresh.
And we are kicking it with you every single week right here on the Hype Podcast. And we got a great show for you today. I'm gonna poke the bear, as it were, because me and Mr. Oh So Fresh here, we went later than earlier this week and checked out this new movie, Venom. And let's just get right into it, man, because I have some questions and I have some thoughts about this movie. And you and I touched on it briefly, but give me an overall 1 to 10, 10 being the best, 1 being the worst. How do you feel about this movie? No details currently, just how do you feel about it?
I thought it was all right. I might be going through a little bit of comic book movie fatigue. And to me, it felt DC, and then it kind of got a little bit of Marvel at the end.
See, I agree with you there.
Which it is neither. It is not DC or Marvel. Let me explain this to you real quickly. Venom is a Marvel property, but he is not part of the Marvel thing, like the good movies.
He's not part of the in crowd currently.
No, it's not because he's black, because he won't be showing up in Wakanda either.
No, what it is Sony bought the rights to this particular movie, and I think for being a Sony product, kind of like the Sega Genesis, they did the best they could. That's kind of my overall feeling.
So I don't understand exactly how the rights worked on it, but I mean, maybe it's because Marvel's fucking with Spider-Man now, because like they were not allowed to mention Spider-Man.
Yeah, dude, they were not allowed to mention Spider-Man. They couldn't give like a Tom Holland cameo. And Peter Parker. They couldn't give Mary Jane the Bird. Nothing.
So I'm sitting there like this. I'm like, so it's like watching what, Popeye without Bluto, Autobots without the. I mean, it's like watching the. I mean, it's like watching Bluto without Popeye, or watching the Decepticons without the Autobots. The Decepticons would be actually pretty boring to fucking watch. I mean, right? It's like me watching just a movie about Cobra, which the G.I. Joe movies pretty much are about Cobra. But you know what I'm saying? I mean, really. Or just me watching the Patriots.
Yeah. What's ridiculous to me is, and we're not going to spoil the movie for you, but I'm going to give you a few spoilers if that makes sense.
Shout out to you, Larry.
What's really yeah, that happy motherfucker. He's been posting all sorts of happy, positive shit on Facebook. He's got to get that shit under wraps. But now, what really gets me is
that man is living a good life. Hey, shout out to that guy. Shout out to that guy. Do I have any other more toned down applause? Oh, I'll just shout out to that guy.
But you don't actually get to see like the story develop. What little development there is, about an hour into the movie.
Are you talking about the movie or Larry's life?
If there was a movie about Larry's life, it might be better than this Venom movie. I'm just saying.
Okay.
No, but you don't really get the Tom Hardy interaction with Venom. Like, it doesn't solidify till about an hour in. So you're kind of sitting there like, cool. Am I just here to watch Tom Hardy like this entire movie? What's going on here?
Oh yeah, they had to build him as a character, which is so fucking unnecessary. And then they had to build a reason for the fucking Goop to be there, because even as a person that knows who Venom is, had the fucking I think I had the fucking Super Nintendo game back in the day. You know, I mean, I know who the fuck Venom is, but no, you got to give me a whole new backstory because there's no Spider-Man involved. I mean, it's very rare that a bad guy actually spawns off the good guy and then makes a movie by himself. Like, without Venom, Venom looks like Spider-Man. How do you get past that? Now, I mean, I think, it got kind of quippy towards the end, and, and the reason that he's a good guy. That ugly piece of shit is a fucking good guy. I mean, it's like when you're watching Goonies and that weird guy fucking helps him out. I mean, he's a fucking good. How is he a fucking good guy? Oh, because I was the dorkiest one on my planet. I don't want them to come down here and make me feel like a dork down here too. It's you piece of shit.
No, you know what it is. They say he's like, the anti-hero, but what it is it's the bully in grade school who doesn't want any bigger, badder bullies to come encroach on his turf.
I could see that.
He just wants to be the dude who's all business, and everyone's like, oh shit, this guy's badass. I'm sure there's other badass people. He's like, no, there's not. Then he gets all deep voiced, like throaty and shit, and tries to get all crazy. But let me tell you one thing. Let me tell you one thing real quick that I did like about this movie.
Real quick.
I like that he didn't use any like Spider-Man powers or Spider-Man quibs throughout this movie. Because with no Spider-Man, you can't really have him mimicking or imitating, the Spider-Man kind of genre, if you will. So that was nice.
Yeah, I say this a lot about these movies, especially DC, and this one too. I used to watch Spider-Man, the animated series back in the day, and I understand Spider-Man was not allowed to be in this movie. But they were able to tell that story in like a half hour.
Yeah. But that's the only story they tell about Spider-Man, let's be honest. Every fucking Spider-Man movie is like, oh, Uncle dies, becomes Spider-Man. Yay!
And even with the DC stuff, like I can watch a half hour of Justice League and be way more fucking satisfied than I was when I walked out. I'm talking about any episode of Justice League, even the Christmas episode of Justice League the cartoon is better than any of those goddamn movies. Seriously.
You said even the Christmas episode.
Way more fulfilling. Better character development. I mean, just straight up. Because I one thing I never understand about these comic book movies is like, damn, I don't need a fucking origin story. I just need to catch the motherfucker in action. Bam, maybe give me a couple flashbacks every now and again and go bam, bam, but I don't need a full fucking origin story. Let's just pick up where it's going on. And because a lot of these are established fucking properties, like when you go see fucking Shazam, you're going to be like, oh, I got to watch the origin story. And you got to, actually, a lot of times you got to figure out which fucking origin story they're going to either make up or they're going to use. Because the one for Venom was totally inaccurate. Because Venom is some fucking alien shit that comes down, jumps on Spider-Man. Spider-Man thinks he has a cool new suit. Then he goes, hold on, this suit has its own mind and it's taking over me and this fucking sucks. Hey, suit, get the fuck off me. The suit jumps onto somebody else and they start doing bad shit because they both hate Spider-Man. In this movie, they like this alien, they're creating this shit and they just throw it on somebody. You know what I'm saying? They're like, there's just a secret lab. There's always a fucking secret lab.
They have him try it on like a pair of new shoes.
Yeah, but to be honest with you, let's go down the secret lab road. I don't know where there's any secret labs. I don't know where there's any labs that do not check for drugs or chlamydia are located. I don't know about that.
Dude, let me tell you.
Is there a lab in my area where they're working on like some way out shit? Because it seems like, when you watch these goddamn superhero movies, no matter how big or small the goddamn town, there's always a lab where they're making some shit that's gonna fuck up the world.
Dude, let me tell you something. I'm gonna jump topics on you real quick, but it's also gonna tie into the secret lab shit. Okay. Everyone is bagging on Kanye West for his interactions with Trump this last week.
My God, I don't want to talk about this, man.
No, let me tell you. If I was Kanye West, I would be doing exactly what he's doing to get the inside scoop on the secret lab shit. What better way to buddy up to the president, get him drunk one night and be like, bro, let's talk about some secret lab shit.
Get him drunk off Big Macs. And I will, for the record, I will tell you that I have a cold Big Mac in my refrigerator. I will not reheat it because that's just not going to work. But I'll tell you like this.
Hold on. Why do you have a leftover Big Mac in your fucking fridge?
My sister hung out for a couple days, and I ordered McDonald's because they got that deal. $15. I mean, $15 to kill yourself, man. You get a large drink, 10 McNuggets, a Big Mac, and large fries. And then I got it delivered. Oh, that was so fucking pimp. Have you ever had McDonald's delivered?
I barely go to McDonald's as is, and you have it delivered?
Oh, it felt like living the good life. I don't see why people hate on McDonald's. More people fuck with McDonald's than don't fuck with McDonald's. So you white
fuck.
What?
More people are obese as fuck too. That's my point.
Okay, you get that one.
No, but I'm more so curious. Like $15, you get all this shit. Is it worth the $15, or is it you get it and it's delivered for $15?
No, it's like $20 delivered, and then they added tax for $20. Sitting here,
I kind of like
McDonald's
now. I mean, now that you mention that, because a Big Mac and some McNuggets does not sound too shabby at the moment.
I mean, a motherfucker says, hey, you know what? I'm going to charge you $5 to drop this shit off at your house so you don't have to drive out to McDonald's and you can just go about your day. Yeah, it's worth it. I mean, you can't do it all the fucking time because, I mean, shit, I would say that's an extra meal, but $5 doesn't even buy you a meal or like anything decent.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're shopping off, if you
sandwich anymore.
You what?
You cannot even buy a Subway sandwich anymore. It's fucking ridiculous.
$5 won't get you more. It won't get you much. I think Subway. You know what they do? They do have like the cold cut combo, which they give you the shittiest meat that they have. Like that's the worst sandwich for you.
$7 now. That's even $7 now.
That motherfucker has all the sodium you will need for the next like 4 or 5 days. I mean, because that shit is like salami, bologna. I mean, just like, hey, you know what? The shit we pick up off the floor and making the meat, that's all in there. Because there's no turkey in there and a damn bit of ham.
He said the shit we sweep up in the dustpan, put it in the grinder, and out comes this fucking sheet of cold cut combo.
Hey, but I'll tell you like this, ain't nothing better than some fucking fried bologna. You fucking fried bologna growing up?
I don't think I've ever had fried bologna. I lived in a white neighborhood.
Oh my God. You get a piece of bologna, you throw it on the skillet, gets a big old bubble in the middle. It's fucking crazy shit, man. You fry up some bologna, throw that on. I mean, I'm a black man, but I threw it on white bread with American cheese.
Is it delicious though?
It's delicious as fuck, you know, because you got to singe up your fucking bologna. Oh yeah, you fucking hook that up. Now I want to go out and go buy some fucking bologna because I would love that.
It sounds like a tempura of bolognas.
Yeah, yeah, you really grew up in a white neighborhood because this is like a common thing.
That actually sounds kind of delicious, and if I had a skillet in my van, I would totally do that.
It's a fucking shit. I mean, because the bologna, it's the ground up shit, so it makes its own grease. You don't gotta grease the pan. Like, you just fry that shit up. Yeah, the best way is also gives his cooking tips. If you got a cast iron skillet, fuck it up. But you know, I used to. I have a cast iron skillet. You know why I have one? Because it's dependable, it's reliable, it does what the fuck I want it to do. But I'm having an issue in a different sense because
has it ever broke down on you on the side of the road?
Never broke down. And if you got a cast iron skillet on the side of the road, you should really examine what's going on in your life, friend. But something I've depended on and products I've depended on for years and products I'm using right fucking now have let me down this week. Me and this whole Apple thing, you know what I'm saying? Please, somebody make something better. Please. I mean, you know, I love the OS. I love the OS family. I love the OS. I mean, I love what they used to do for me. I love that. But what they do now, I'm just not really fucking with. But I do love the operating system. I think it's rock solid. It works for me. But my Apple shit is all broke now, man. I got a hard drive.
What on earth are you going on about?
I got a hard drive that's like on that's off the mend, and I'm fucking with that every day. It's taking me like 2 weeks to copy the shit off this fucking hard drive. I mean, like, every time I'm at home, what are you doing? Why don't I drive to McDonald's? Because I'm waiting on my hard drive to copy. Because why? If you leave it too long, it'll fuck up. So my iPhone has been out of commission. So I'd say about a month and a half. And you know why? Because I'm fucking lazy, and I know it takes a while to get into the goddamn Apple store. But I said, hey, fuck it. You know what? I got a couple hours between gigs. How about I stop at the Apple store? I think it was last Thursday. Stop at the fucking Apple store. I gotta wait 15 minutes in line for a motherfucker to tell me that, you know what, in about 2 hours, we probably have somebody who'd be willing to help you out.
2 hours?
2 hours.
Jesus, that's worse than the DMV.
Actually, I don't. You know, I worked at the DMV, and I don't remember the DMV ever being 2 fucking hours. I mean, 2 fucking hours. I mean, DMV, if you really think realistically, I worked at a busy DMV. Maybe you're gonna do it 45 minutes, but you'll be in line, you'll be engaged. See, like, Apple don't want you to fucking wander around. At DMV, it seemed like 2 hours because, motherfucker, you were standing here and you didn't fucking move. Nobody's taking my goddamn spot. I gotta get to work. My tags is bad. You know, because you could go to jail for leaving your kids in the car while you're at DMV. I'm at a state agency handling state business, and now I'm going to the state penitentiary because I left my fucking kids out there. So now I walk up in there. Now I'll rewind this Apple story a little bit. So I'm not gonna do any blow up shit because Apple, they listen to this shit on your device. So this starts out about a month ago. I go out to this place to get my phone fixed. You know, I go to the Apple website. Hey, here's what's going on with my phone. Tried to remedy the problem myself. I'm smart enough. I could do that. And I get to their website and they refer this place over in Clackamas. Oh, I got business over in Clackamas. I'll go over there. I go over there. They are an Apple repair facilitator, so they need to send my phone someplace else. I'm like, oh, well, that's some fucking bullshit. And I was like, yo, I kind of want the data on there. Oh, well, that's fucked up. Oh, yeah, well, you could just take it to another spot.
What is the point of that? What is the point of going to a store to have them send your shit somewhere else? Like, I came to you
for them to send it downtown to another store. because apparently Apple doesn't give them all the equipment they need to actually repair phones. And the motherfucker, you know what he could have done for me? Just a little. I mean, just if you're in the service industry, let me tell you a little tip. Hey, hook it up to a machine and act like there's something wrong with it. Don't just do the same shit I did. Tell me something is wrong with it, because I am 30 miles away from my goddamn house. I mean, and then he's like, oh, well, you can send it in. And I was like, after like a month, probably about a couple weeks ago, I was like, because I have a phone. Obviously this is happening. I have a phone. Does it get on my nerves? Kinda. Is it a big priority to go get another one? Not fucking really. I gives no fucks. I mean, but yeah, this motherfucker's starting to crash a little bit. So yeah, I remember why I got rid of you, sir. So I'm sitting there and I go on the Apple site and I say I want to send my shit in. They say, oh yeah, $303 to send my phone in.
$303
with tax. $303 to send my fucking phone in.
That's like 10% the cost of the phone itself.
10%? No, motherfucker. That is a full third.
Well, I mean, not the new one. That's like
what the $1,500. What they made it for? Yeah. Oh yeah. $300 is way that iPhone X, man. They probably made that for fucking $50 and a couple handies handies from executives. Fuck. But anyway, I try to send it in, and then you know what? I have to get on the, after my experience in the Apple store, I go talk to Apple customer service because I'm just trying to figure out how can I need to get this shit fixed. You know what? And I'm gonna tell you, it's envy that makes me want to get my shit fixed, because now it's gotten to that point in the life cycle where everybody has one. I got mine earlier when people didn't have one. So it was like, oh yeah, now I'm looking around, my phone's slower than shit, smaller than shit, and everybody has the big phone that I got sitting in my glove box in my car, and that's where it resides. That and an extra set of rubbers. I mean, that's all that's in there. Oh, and some and my Versace cologne.
Hey, if you guys want a new iPhone, Oso lives off of like 33rd and Papaya Street. So go bash his window and take his fucking phone out of his glove box. Brand new iPhone in there for you.
If you can get that motherfucker to work, more power to you. I got insurance. Fuck.
He said if you get that shit to work, just replace the goddamn window.
Yeah, shit, man. I'll leave it unlocked. Fuck. Just give me a fucking reason. I was so worried about the data, and I'm like, well, fuck it. I mean, whatever information was lost, I'll find again. It's
that's the weirdest thing. I still have my old phone. I got a new phone a couple weeks back as well, and nothing is as significant as the iPhone. But I
of course not. Of course not.
The same thing myself, where I'm like, yeah, I need all the fucking data off here. So it's been sitting in my glove box for like 3 weeks, and I opened up the glove box to grab like a cable out of there, and I'm like, oh shit, I still haven't got my data. And then the thought hit me, is like, you know what? I haven't had it for 2 weeks. Obviously, it's not detrimental to my life. I'm just going to leave it back in the glove box. Popped it open the other day and was like, oh shit, I still need to get that data. Like, we're not going to do it.
I'm going to forget what I lost because, I mean, the way our phones are set up nowadays, I mean, our contacts are going to transfer. Our contacts are like the most important shit. Even data, I mean, most of the shit's going to transfer. I mean, yeah, some old text, maybe a picture or two. Fuck it. I mean, we take more pictures nowadays than I think we take more pictures per day than they took than most of the 20th century. And we lose more pictures per day than happened in the whole 20th century. Right? I mean, for anybody who had a Motorola Razr, you don't know where those pictures are.
Let me go one step further. We give away more pictures every fucking day than we take, in lieu of like Instagram, fucking Snapchat, all that shit online. We literally just send it into the ether, like that Ancestry.com shit. We don't even know where it's going. We just know that it's on a fucking database somewhere. And when somebody needs it, it's gonna pop back up into our lives.
I don't even know if it's safe. You know what I'm saying? I mean, really, you post something to your social media, you don't even know how long it's going to be there. Have you ever?
Yeah.
You know, what's the weirdest part is when like people die, and they gotta fucking shut down their social media and whatever. You know, you gotta, you like somebody, some of your relatives had to go on and let your friends know that this motherfucker just ain't around.
Dude, somebody's gonna have to do that. Like if I ever go suddenly, because you know me. Besides this show, I'll disappear weeks at a time, and you and I will catch up. Be like, "Yeah, what have you been up to?" And I'm like, "Oh, I've been in Japan or England or wherever else." And you're like, "Oh shit."
I was like, "Wait," I'm like, "Ain't shit changed?" I mean, fuck. I know there's a few services that'll take care of that for you.
Oh, and what might that be? McDonald's? They got a graveyard service?
No, there's a few fucking websites that are like, yo, when if some shit happened to you, then they'll just go ahead and they'll post the shit. They'll post the shit they're supposed to post. Like you'll set up your shit so it gives you a good little memory and you're fucking done. You know what I'm saying? Like shit. I was like, I don't know what you think about what you should have them post. Like I mean, you got some racy pictures. Like hell yeah. Here's pictures of me and your bitch. Bam.
I wonder if Fortress Property Management would be interested in that idea, because they deal with people's homes and properties all the time. Like, what if you just give them a little extra info, slide them like $5 a month, and they could just be like, "Oh yeah, like this motherfucker died. We got all his info right here. There you go. Apartment open." Just
post your final wishes and your apartment at the same time.
Yeah, right. Speaking of, you can check them out at fortresspropertymgmt.com or hit them up 503-752-8519 for all your property management needs in the Portland metro area. And also, you already know, so it's about that time to go. We're about to get the fuck out of here. This is the Hype Podcast. I'm the host of the name.
I'm DJ Also Fresh.
And we're kicking it with you every single week right here on the Hype. And next week, I'm putting out the room now. We're going to review the new Lil Wayne Carter 5. So
are you fucking with that Carter 5?
I've heard a couple songs, and I already have questions about it. Like, I don't get it. We're going to talk about it next week.
I wasn't into him when he was his hottest.
He is starting to put on a little weight, and he hasn't talked to me.
I mean, I just wasn't. He was never my guy. It's like, oh, he triumphantly returns. Cool. All right.
Yep.
Hey, it's DJ Also Fresh, and this is the podcast after the podcast. And I have to say that there's a different way that I consume rap music. We will be talking about Lil Wayne's album next week, but he just wasn't my guy. He had some shit that might reach me, but he just wasn't my guy. And a lot of these guys, even with guys that I love to death, I think Jay-Z's fucking dope. I'm old, and you know what I do? I treat a rap album like a fucking movie. I just give it a fucking listen. Oh, that was dope. That was entertaining. Bam. Hey, fuck you. I thought the Eminem album was dope. You think it's in heavy rotation? Nah, because I like to listen to new shit. I like to gain knowledge. I like to, you know what I'm saying? I like to hear shit about other shit besides bitches and hoes, because I got enough of them. It's the Hype Podcast. DJ Also Fresh. We out.
Fuck it. We'll do it live.
He said, because I got enough of them.